I love everything about these two and their relationship. It is, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. I guess I'm I guess I'm curious, starting with you, Tamara, how are they dealing with their rival Raccoon City? New Raccoon City.
I don't think they're handling it very well, but honestly, it's a really cool dynamic to watch, I think, because it feels so real, and it's really fun to watch because these like two 14-year-old girls are like going against this massive company that's like worth thousands of people and is worth millions of dollars. And I just think it's so funny to watch them like kind of, struggle with that and with each other, because their dynamic changes so much after what happens.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just them trying to figure things out and also just trying to have a normal life as well. Like they're just kids. They just want to go to high school and like have a boyfriend and just like have fun.
I think that's actually such a good point about like the whole, like they're put in such a high pressure situation, literally life and death, which is what you always wonder, like, oh, if I was put in this situation, what would I do? Oh, I'd save myself, like whatever. And they're teenagers and they are still trying to find normality and they're dealing with things in an adult way, but then going home and
acting like children.
Well, and the horrors of high school amped up in a different way too.
Right.
Siena, for you, how do they look at their father? Because obviously this is a conflicted relationship and it gets ever more difficult as it goes.
Billie definitely grew up trying to be the peacekeeper of the family, especially because Jade, as lovely as she is, can rebel, and you'll see that. But I think that over time that just sort of builds, and I think that's a really nice dynamic because everyone's relationship changes throughout the show because everyone goes through so much. And I think it's just really cool to see like what these characters are like and their relationships in a certain situation. And then it just changes so drastically.
Yeah.
Just staying with you too, one more question. Like, is it fun going from the mild-mannered sister to something else?
It was insane. I was so excited to play Billie because there's so much going on all the time and so much for me to play around with. I think she's very unpredictable and she's comes across as like the calm, collected one, but really like she's a bit psycho, but she's got a lot going on. So I give her that.
Yeah. I love seeing this because I think that because their family dynamic has been the same for so long, it just throws everyone for a loop when she goes like insane. Because now we've just got like two crazy teenagers, and like father was just trying to keep them like in check, and I love that. I love Lance's performance in that as well because he's like a badass, but he's just this like big bear dad who's just trying to figure out his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tamara, starting with you for this question, what is it like being part of this kind of huge, I don't know if you can speak to it, but what's it like being part of this huge franchise? Because I mean, this has been a video game, it's been everything else. Did you guys feel any part of that as you're working on it?
Yeah, I think we definitely did. I think with the fact that we didn't really have much experience with the game, we had to kind of gain that knowledge. Mm-hmm. And we also really had to understand what it meant to people because we're making this thing that is so special and like people's lives revolve around this and they love this so much. And we have to recreate that and bring the new generation to it. And so I think in finding what certain things people care about, we started to care about it ourselves and kind of gain these relationships and, just temper with this storyline, which was really fun. And I think it's such a big thing in our lives now. And I think it's changed all of our lives so drastically in meeting new people and having new experiences.
Anything to add to that, Siena?
It is super humbling and we never want to take that for granted. And I think it is really cool to become a part of this family. And it does feel very special. And just to tell a new story and to bring more people in because there is something for everybody. Just to bring a new generation in and have two separate storylines, like two separate timelines, the current 2022 and year 2036. There's so much to tell, and it's just very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, it was awesome watching you both in it. So thank you very much for the time.
Thank you.